Today I am talking about cozy games that just didn't hook me and I pretty much regret buying and I feel bad about it because I just know so much work goes in so many games, but I honestly just didn't like these games. We're gonna get started, but before we do, if you could please give the subscribe button some love and make sure you boop that bell button below so you get notified anytime that I post a video here. I would really appreciate it. So I'm not going to go in any particular order, but the first game I'm going to talk about is called Everdream Valley. This one only came out this year in May of 2023, and I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't like it. This is a farming sim where during the day you take care of the animals, you help your grandparents on their farm, and you try to restore the farm and open different parts of the map and stuff. And then at night you have these dreams where you do all these mini games with the animals. And I actually never got to that part because I just felt like the game was so fetch questy and I don't like games like that. And I felt like it was like I was just confused and trying to find things, and I almost needed more guidance that I didn't have, and I was just like, am I stupid? Like, why can't I play this game? And often when I feel like that playing a game, I just kind of give up on it, and that's basically what happened. This one just wasn't for me, and I know a lot of people were really into it for a time. I just couldn't really grasp this one. I couldn't get into it. And I was just ready to be done with it and go to a game that I did like. The next game is a game that I really thought I would love so much, and I'm still sad that I don't like it, and I'm like, should I try it again? But I tried over and over to try this one. I even committed myself to play this game for 5 hours for a video that I never uploaded, but even playing it from the beginning and doing 5 hours in this game, I still couldn't get hooked into it. I feel like that's a lot of hours to play a game and not get hooked. Like, you need a hook, okay? My attention span's not that good. Yeah, it's Rune Factory 5. I don't remember if I said it. I actually loved Rune Factory 4, so I had huge expectations for Rune Factory 5. I just thought I would love it so much, and there are things I do love about it. I love the characters, I love the character art designs, but the game just didn't hook me. I couldn't get into it. No matter how hard I tried, I felt like the map was confusing, even though there were like little points you could like spawn yourself back and forth from on the map. I still was confused. I felt like the combat was fine, but getting into the places where I was going to the combat, I kept going back to the same places by accident. I was just feeling lost in the game, and I didn't like the different farms that you would open up in the sky and stuff. I just didn't like how this game was laid out, I guess. I prefer the way that the older games had looked in the series, and I didn't like the new art style, I guess, very much. I also felt like when I went back to play it earlier this year, I was like, what the heck? It's so blurry. So I feel like it doesn't run well. I was playing this one on my Switch, and I just don't love it, and I'm like so sad about it. I felt lost and confused, and that's a common theme, which why I will drop a game is because I feel lost and confused. If you don't know, Rune Factory 5 is a farming sim mixed with like an RPG where you usually start the game out with amnesia and you're like, how did I even get here? And then you find out you're an earthmate and you basically help the town and defeat monsters, and then you can bring the monsters home after you tame them and they become the animals that you take care of. And this one, it just wasn't for me, I guess. I'm really hoping the next Rune Factory game that it makes improvements and that I will love that one as much as I loved Rune Factory 4. Not as much as I liked Rune Factory 5 because I didn't really like it. The next game is Kirby's Dream Buffet, and this game, I know a lot of people didn't like this one. And it is a game that is a digital-only Nintendo Switch first-party game, obviously, because it's Kirby. And it's like this co-op game where you go around and you eat as much cake and candy and stuff as possible, all these sweets, and you try to be the fattest at the end, or you do some like other mini games too. So whenever I go home, my siblings will be there and I bring my Switch, because it is so fun to play Switch with my family because it's like a bonding thing, okay? I forgot to bring home my physical games for Mario Party and for Mario Kart because I have them physically and I forgot to bring them. So all I had was Kirby's Dream Buffet. Well, you can only play with like 2 people locally, so no one could really play, and it wasn't really fun at all. Like, the other 2 were against computers or something, and it's just so annoying and so disappointing, and I just will never forget that feeling of disappointment that I felt when we couldn't all play that together, because it was the only game I had. Besides Jackbox, which we then ended up playing. But still, I want to play Mario Kart. Okay, the next one is called Pioneers of Olive Town, and it's a Story of Seasons game. And I remember looking forward to this one so much. I pre-ordered it and everything. And I was just expecting and hoping for a very good Story of Seasons entry, something that felt like OG Harvest Moon or something new that spins off of it. And I feel like they messed up a lot in this game, at least in my opinion. I felt like all of the NPCs were soulless. They had no character portraits, which then they ended up updating a game so that it just like zoomed in on their lifeless faces, which I didn't like either. I don't like that Story of Seasons games don't have character portraits anymore. I love when games have character portraits. I just like it. I don't know. It makes you feel more alive to me. So it really disappoints me when games don't have that. But that's not the only reason I didn't like the game. I just feel like I didn't really ever need to leave my farm because I just did everything on the farm. And I felt like there was way too many machines and things that you have to put all this stuff into. And I like that the game was more open-ended. You can kind of do whatever you want and have some guidance. It didn't feel like a life sim to me. And I know it's a farming sim, but they usually have like that life sim element to it. I didn't feel that in this game, and I think that's why I just didn't love it. And I spent a lot of money on this one, so yeah. The next game is called Homestead Arcana, and this game I played through Xbox Game Pass, so I didn't technically buy this one. I got it through my subscription, which helps me out a lot. It lets me try out new games and not have to feel like I bought them, but I got them through my subscription, so that's always helpful. But I didn't like this one. This game advertised as you are a farming witch, and it had some cool voice acting and stuff in the beginning, but basically, once you start the game, yes, you are a farming witch, kind of. Like, you farm a little bit around one tree, and you can, like, grow them with your magic. It just didn't have the type of farming that I expected. Because I play all these other farming sims, I guess I expected more classic farming sim style, and I appreciate that they tried to do something different, but it just wasn't enough for me with the farming side of things. Then, with the other side of things, you go into this miasma, and that was confusing, and I'm running around, and I'm looking everywhere, and I'm like, am I going the right way? I just felt like so lost and so confused. That might be a me problem, but that's how I felt. And I just didn't like this game. I felt like the game was dark and eerie, which is not cozy to me. In my opinion, that might be more cozy for you, but not for me. And then also I did feel lonely in this game. I felt like there weren't that many NPCs. You get all these letters, you could do all these quests, but I'm like basically alone besides the voice of the miasma and whoever be living in there be talking to me. But other than that, it just was not my game. And the last game I'm gonna mention because a lot of my Twitch chat seemed to agree with me when I mentioned it on stream the other night. I stream on YouTube and Twitch, so make sure you subscribe or you follow my Twitch and you can see me on there. Twitch is my main streaming platform, but I also sometimes do multi-streams to YouTube, so you guys can watch too. This game is Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I didn't like it. I haven't ever liked it, actually. I tried to play it, and I liked the character creation, and I liked the outfits, but the game felt super fetch questy to me. I don't know if later on it becomes more open-ended. You can kind of do what you want, but I like to have a mix of quests and optional quests, and then kind of my own things that I want to work up towards, like upgrading this or that. So when it's very much like you need to go get this flower and this item and this item and this item and help Wally do that, I don't like that. Like, I just want to do what I want to do. And I just didn't feel like doing all these quests all the time and finishing them up. And I'm like, ugh, this is annoying. I think I also expected that Dreamlight Valley would feel more like Animal Crossing. And Animal Crossing is really open-ended. Animal Crossing, you just decorate and design and you do kind of what you want and you catch all these things because you have these like daily quests and stuff, but you can pretty much do what you want. Dreamlight Valley doesn't feel like that to me, and I feel like early on it was very, very much compared to Animal Crossing. Disney Dreamlight Valley describes themselves as a hybrid between a life sim and an adventure game that is rich with quests, exploration, and engaging activities featuring Disney and Pixar friends, both old and new. I think the Disney part of the game is really cool, and obviously that's what enticed so many people to play it. And for some people, like, just having their favorite characters from Disney in the game is enough. But for me, it is not. And I do like Disney movies, but I wouldn't say I'm like a Disney adult or anything. I'm a Studio Ghibli adult. So yeah, it just didn't hook me. It didn't do it for me. It just wasn't it for me. If you agree or disagree with any of my opinions in this game, comment below. I love to have discussions with you guys and hear everyone's different opinions. We all perceive games in different ways, and we all have different opinions about games and all sorts of stuff. So I appreciate you taking the time to listen to mine. Let me know what games you regret buying in the comments below. If you liked this video, you can watch another one right here. Also, these are the members on my channel. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you guys, hopefully, in the next one. Bye! Hi, my name is Bubbles and I'm a baby. And I love everybody. And I'm really funny. And I don't like that you're speaking for me, Mother. I want to speak for myself.